Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be including my measurements and weigh-in for week 2 and 3 of 2023. I did start on the second week of January, so week 3 takes us all the way through the end of January. And I am only going to be doing measurements every 2 weeks as opposed to every week. Okay, before I get into measurements, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I work out the way that I do, what my current routine is, and what I'm eating for weight loss. I realize that I don't give a whole lot of detail about my current routine, and that's just because I am still not very comfortable on camera, despite what this may look like. I do a lot of editing to try to not appear on camera. I will prefer a voiceover, stock footage, my own footage, but I just really don't like speaking to the camera. So I need to improve on that, and I need to be a little more interesting, I guess, a little more personal, and open up more about why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. So first thing, why do I run, and what is my goal with weightlifting? The reason that I'm running is because my main focus right now is burning fat. I have an excess of about 15 pounds right now, and I started off at 152 pounds. My heaviest weight ever was 158 pounds, and I was 9 months pregnant. So my frame is small. I am 5'3". I don't carry a lot of weight very well because I am not a big person. I'm petite, and 30 pounds is a lot of weight on my body. Not only the way that it looks physically, because I actually carry it pretty evenly. It's not really just about what it does physically to my appearance, but it's more about how my body starts to feel when I gain even 10 pounds over my ideal healthy weight. My knees start to hurt. I start to feel brain fogged, lethargic. I wouldn't recover after a full night of sleep. Hormonally, there were things going on that I think I'll keep private for now, but I was just not doing okay hormonally. And I noticed all of these changes after the weight gain. As it stands right now, I'm working out 5 days a week. I do cardio every day, and I weightlift 4 times a week. The goal is to shed fat and try to preserve muscle and strength, because ultimately I would like to grow muscle. There is a debate online as to whether people can put on muscle and shed fat at the same time. My body won't do that, so I just prefer to focus on one at a time. And currently, high intensity exercise is what's going to burn more calories. Now, I do not like running. I do it because the next best exercise would probably be swimming for burning lots of calories, or a combination of HIIT exercises or HIIT training, which would include exercises like burpees, running in place, jumping jacks, jump roping, things that really get your heart rate up. I really like the structure that running provides for me. I don't have to think about what set of exercises to do. I don't need to think about switching too much between exercises. Even though it's boring, it's steady, it gives me the progress that I need and the structure. So I get on that treadmill, I know that I have to beat my speed from last week. I am sprinting for 30 or 45 seconds, I'm resting for a set amount of time, and I really like working almost on autopilot throughout my workouts. So that is the trade-off. You are a little bit bored. I do plan on changing the workout. I had been saying that it was going to be a few months from back when I said it, but then I've been kind of restarting multiple times, and running is my go-to because when everything else is up in the air, I know it gives me the structure that I need. And even though it's boring for people watching, I have to do what's going to give me results, because I think that people want to see results, and more importantly, I want to feel results. So even if it's boring, I've got to do it. Now, the exercises that I'm doing for weight training. So they're pretty basic. I have had shoulder problems. I used to play basketball and really just like recreationally, never competitively. And I had multiple shoulder dislocations, both shoulders. So I lose my shoulder mobility very quickly. If I'm not stretching, if I'm not practicing shoulder movement, I will lose my mobility and my shoulders just kind of go forward like this. My posture changes, and there are a lot of exercises that I have to avoid because I will pull my shoulder. That was happening when I stopped working out and I gained all the weight. So I needed to very slowly work on my mobility, which is why you see me doing a lot of mobility stuff in my workouts. It's something else that's not that exciting, but again, it's necessary if I want to be able to do the exercises later on as I continue my fitness journey once it's no longer a weight loss journey. And one of the things that was always difficult for me was holding a bar on my back, because even if I could get in position, the bar would just really, when it would sit with weight on it, it would pull my shoulder back and I would start feeling pinching pain. Dislocating a shoulder, I could just hear the snap in my head when I talk about it. It's awful. So I've had to do mobility training to improve my shoulder strength in order to be able to do the weights that I want to do later on. Now, as far as squats and body weight exercises, I do want to add weight to all of my exercises, and I'm kind of there already. I started with just body weight for a while, for several weeks, and now I've moved on and incorporated. I try to increase my dumbbell weights every couple of weeks. So I started at just body weight. I moved up to 5, I believe, and then 10, 15, and currently I'm at 15. I could probably do a little more, but I actually don't have 20s at home. I think I only have 25. So I'm not there yet, so I'd rather go with the lower weight. Eventually, though, the goal would be to start working with the barbell and start squatting with the barbell, deadlifting with the barbell. But when you're not comfortable either with the barbell or with the barbell in the gym, or both, it's just best to take your dumbbells, go in a corner, and start off really slow, very easily. Focus on your form so you don't get hurt. And that's where I am right now with squats, all the different varieties. So regular squat, Bulgarian split squat, single leg squats, or sorry, just walking lunges, I mean. I always say single leg squat. Planks, core stuff, core work. I enjoy doing weighted core work because your core gets engaged in so many different weightlifting exercises, and it's important to have a strong core. Once I've increased my repetitions or time for core workouts, so my plank got to a minute and a half. I started at around 30 seconds. It was so hard at that time. I was just not in the best shape, so 30 seconds was really hard for me. But now I'm at a minute and a half, so I decided to start adding some weight to those and weight to my sit-ups and things like that. I also like to do a lot of stability work with like a Bosu ball, which I haven't started doing yet, but I will do ab workouts on the Bosu, and that helps not just with working your core, but it helps keep you stable, and that's a challenge, and it's fun. So that's fun. The cardio is not that fun, but the weightlifting and the exercises, those I find fun. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers all the different exercises that I do. The push-up. The push-up is hard for me right now. I had surgery and I am still recovering a lot of my mobility and strength after that surgery, so I will maybe talk about that in a future video, but I used to be able to do push-ups normally. Right now my form is not the best and my elbows stick out. I would like to tuck my elbows back in. So anything I'm doing wrong in my videos, I'm well aware of it. I don't want people to follow my form or anything like that. I stopped talking about my form because I don't want to pretend that I know the perfect form for things. I am just doing things to the best of my ability and making improvements as I move along. So if there's ever a question about form or anything, I will try my best to link good videos that have really good form so that you could follow them if you're struggling with an exercise. But do not follow me because I can't promise that my form is going to be the best. I'm kind of just really getting back into things now. So I think that covers exercises. And as far as food goes, what am I eating for weight loss? There's not any specific food that you can eat that will make you lose weight, but you could play around with the types of foods that you're eating, the food groups that you're eating. I really enjoy eating higher protein. It's the food that I know I can count on. It's the one that takes away the cravings for anything else. It keeps me full. I feel nourished when I have high protein, as opposed to having, say, like a bowl of pasta or something like that. It definitely will fill you. It's delicious, but 1 to 2 hours later, you're hungry, like really hungry and needing more food. Not to mention that you might not be as alert as you want to be. You may not be as focused as you want to be because of the carb overload. So I pair my proteins, which are fish. So I'll have salmon, tuna, chicken, turkey, beef, sometimes pork, pretty much all the proteins. And to supplement the protein, I will include vegetables. I know this doesn't sound very exciting. It's only as exciting as you make it. So learning how to prepare these foods in a way that you actually enjoy them is the key to being able to maintain this diet. I wouldn't say that I'm on a diet now. I would say that I've made changes to my diet so that the ratios are higher in protein, a little lower in carbs, and definitely the number one thing that I've done was to cut down on the processed foods. So I was not tracking calories, but I knew I was definitely overeating. If I didn't have enough protein at a meal, exactly as I said earlier, I would be really hungry an hour or two later, and instead of making another piece of grilled chicken or sitting down, warming it up and having another meal, I would reach for chips or granola bars or even like health bars that have like 300 calories, 200 calories. A piece of lean meat has about 1 to 200 calories, and it's going to give you more nutrition, give you more nutrients, take away those cravings, and hold you off so much longer than any protein bar. So that's what I was doing before, and those are the changes that I've made. I've also removed things from my pantry that are going to make me feel tempted to have them. I try not to buy so many things in the supermarket, but when I was eating more processed foods, I found that the more processed foods I'd have, the more processed foods I wanted. So I didn't want a meal, I wanted a snack. And once I opened up that bag of snacks, I would want more. I could finish the entire thing. Those are the changes that I made. Now, as far as fats go, I love avocado. I think I mentioned that before. I won't have a whole avocado. I'll have a quarter or even a half, depending on how much fat I've had that day. I eat nuts once in a while. Let's say I am planning on watching a movie that evening. If I am going to be having any kind of snack that's high in fat, like potato chips, I will cut out the avocado from my salad just to make room for the fat that I'm going to have that's going to be in those carbs and fatty snack. That's not the healthier choice, but it is the more balanced choice. If I were to have both of them, then I just have double the fat. So that is my idea of eating in a more balanced fashion, not feeling absolutely deprived, although feeling is really just in the mindset. But that's kind of what I've done. Now, as far as vegetables go, I will have kale, broccoli, cauliflower. I love cauliflower rice. I can make it taste just like Chinese rice. Almost. I'll have collard greens, Brussels sprouts. I can't even believe I'm saying all these things because As a child, teen, and early or young adult, I had not even tasted kale. I don't think I tried kale until my 20s, until I was in my 20s. And now everyone in my family has vegetables every single day, and it's just no problem. I didn't grow up having those foods. I grew up having a lot of heavy starch in my meals. I'm Hispanic, so we eat a lot of rice, beans, plantains, pork. We have some fish too, definitely high protein also, but just a lot fattier and very carb heavy. That's kind of where I am now. This video is going very, very long, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my measurements. So now. This is week 2 of January 2023. I started my weight loss journey in June, weighing around 151 to 153. So I've lost some weight. This section is the hardest and the last to go for me. In this video, I'm going to be doing the same boring workout, cardio, some body weight exercises, and dumbbell weights for upper body. This is week 3, and I am going to go ahead and take my measurements now. Today is lower body. I'm going to be doing Bulgarian split squats and some walking lunges, as well as a glute exercise. I'm not quite sure which one yet, but I will insert it in here as well. I finally went out and purchased new leggings. Athleta was having a 20% off sale, and I had never worn Athleta leggings before, so I decided to give them a try. I heard they were really good for cardio and they had good compression, they wouldn't fall down, so I bought a pair, a few pairs actually, and I tried on my old leggings, which I did not fit into, and surprisingly, they're starting to fit again. This is what I used to wear to the gym. It fits again. It's on the snug side and it doesn't quite look like it used to, but I am pretty confident that these are not gonna get stretched out at the waistband, and I am really excited to be fitting back into my old gym attire.